Hi, hello. I am Dr. Paul Magesh. We are going to discuss about purchasing in production management. Purchasing. Purchasing is a set of function associated with the acquiring the goods and services that an organization requires. Purchasing is a small subset of the broader procurement function. This process includes activities like ordering, expediting, receiving, and fulfilling the payment. It's called the purchasing. The purchasing parameters are listed, which displayed in the slide in various aspects. Right, it starts from the right attitude, SWOT analysis, right place of delivery, price communication, the right source, which is vendor rating purchase, then the right contracts along with the legal aspects modes, the right transportation, which after analysis of cost, transportation, and logistics, then the right time, the reorder point, the lead time, it must be analyzes during the disposable and receiving the time of material. The next, right price negotiation, learning curves should be considered while fixing the while considering the price level. Then right quantity, economic order quantity, and inventory models. Right quality, when you are select this particular point, rejections and specification must be considered. Then right material, you have to choose the right material and consider the value of the particular product through analysis and the standardization of product. So these are some of purchasing parameters for any organization. Right. Next, the purchasing process. The purchasing procedure is that the procedures describe the sequence of steps leading to the completion of an identified specific task. The purchasing procedure comprises some of these steps, which are those: need recognition, selection of supplier, placing order, follow up, receiving and inspection, payment of invoice, maintenance of records, maintenance of vendors. Let's see one by one. Recognition of the need. See point number 1 in the flow chart. The initiation of procedure starts with the recognition of the need by the needy section. The demand is learned with the purchase department in the prescribed purchase requisition from forward by the authorized person either directly or through the store department in the organization. The purchase requisition clearly specify the details such as specification of materials, quality and quantity, suggested suppliers, etc. Generally, the corporate level executives are authorized signatories to such demands. Such purchases are approved by the board of directors. So, in this first, all such activities will be held. Next, selection of supplier. The process of selection of suppliers involves searching for all possible resources and sort listing out of the identified resources. The complete information about the supplier is available from various sources such as trade directories, advertisement in the trade journals, direct mailing by the suppliers, interview with the suppliers, salesmen, suggestions from business activities, associates, visit to trade fair, participation in industries convention, etc. The identification of more and more source help in selecting better and economical supplier. It should be noted that the low bidder is not always the best bidder. At the end, consisting when everything expect price is equal, the low bidder will be selected. So point number 3, placing the order. Once the supplier is selected, the next step is to place the purchase order. The purchase order is a letter sent to supplier asking to supply the said materials. The list. At least 6 copies of purchase order are prepared by the purchase section, and each copy is separately signed by the purchasing officer. It depends upon the nature of organization and their level of practicing in the organization. Next, follow up of the order. The follow up procedure should be employed wherever the cost and risk resulting from the delayed deliveries of materials are greater than the cost of follow up. That follow up procedure. The follow up procedure tries to see that the purchase order is confirmed by the supplier and the delivery is promised. In absence of any reply or unsatisfactory reply, the supplier may be contacted through personal letter, phone, telegram, not a telegram at present, or any other mode of communication which they preferred, or even personal visit also. Right. Next, receiving and inspection of materials. The receiving department receives the materials supplied by the vendor. The quantity are verified and detailed with the purchase order. The receipt of materials is recorded on the specifically and the specially designed receiving slips or forms which also specify the name of the vendor and the purchase order number also will be checked by the concerned department. Next, payment of the invoice. When the goods are received in satisfactory condition, the invoice is checked before it is approved for the payment. The invoice is checked to see that the goods were duly authorized to purchase, they were properly ordered, they are priced as per the agreed terms. We'll check the quantity and quality conform to the order. The calculations are also arithmetically corrected, etc., and so on. The next one, maintenance of the records. The maintenance of the records is an important part and parcel of the efficient purchase function. And the industry's firms, most of the purchases are repeat orders and have the past records serves as a good guide for the future action. They are very useful for deciding the timings of the purchases and in selecting the best source of supply. It depends upon the organization, nature of organization, and their practicing in the organization. And maintenance of vendor relations. Maintenance of the quantum and frequency of transaction with the same key suppliers provide a platform for the purchase department to establish and maintain good relation with them. A good relationship develop mutual trust and confidence in the course of the time, which is beneficial to both parties, suppliers and the parties. The efficiency of the purchase department can be measured by the amount of the goodwill it has with its suppliers. So, how do you select the suppliers? There are a number of resources are available to select appropriate supplier for our company. The some of factors are considered for the selection of suppliers. The best buying is possible only when the decision maker is familiar with all possible resources of supply and their respective terms and conditions. The purchase department should try to locate appropriate resources of the supplier of various types of materials. This is known as survey stage. A survey stage of will help in developing the possible resources of supply. We can take this from specialized trade directories, assistance of professional bodies or consultants, the buyer's guide or purchase handbook, the manufacturer or distributor's catalog, advertisement in dailies like business journals, advertisement in specialized trade journals which published by the manufacturers, and finally the trade fair exhibitions. Usually metro cities and tier 2 cities have a trade center to conduct such kind of trade fair and exhibitions. Thank you. All the best.